Yeah.
Ready, set, go.
You can go.
So this is for transition. So here, and then you can place yourself here, and then just do a nice stretch. And then this sets you up for picking up where you left off. And a lot of times I spend a little extra time with the back of the knee because the chi has a tendency to get stuck in the joints. And then thumb over thumb pressure in between the gastroc. And then into this groove here in front of the Achilles tendon but behind the lateral malleolus. And this way you can go right into the side of the foot in a supported manner. Okay.
Oh, that was a good one.
Okay, and then to finish this off, we're going to go like this.
And that's where we stopped.
Okay, well here's where we continue. Figure 4. You all shift over here. So we're going to do this now in figure 4. So we just place the leg in figure 4. And I'm going to stabilize. And then I'm just going to shift my business over to the other side. So now my body is open to here. And this is what we're going to do. We're going to feel for the border of the scapula. And I'm going to come
How about the great
as sacrum. Sacrum. And just sink in. Thanks for that, cameraman, and you also too, Sonia. So you're just going to sink now into that space between the sacrum and the greater trochanter. That's yummy, man. You okay, Azim?
I'm okay.
I'm okay.
Tight.
A little tight.
Let me know if it's too much.
No, that's good.
I want to establish that I'm a compassionate therapist while we're being videotaped.
Question for you. So, in supine, we do the work with the hamstrings and the calves and everything like that, which ideally is also bladder work, correct?
Through here, hamstring, yeah.
And then it looks like we're doing gallbladder again. When you're doing a full shiatsu treatment, would you do both? Would you not do both? Okay.
Because it usually is always excess.
Got it. Okay.
So after working with a forearm, we'll just simply compress, and we're going to follow that gallbladder out into the lower portion of the leg. The source point, which we determined is in the front and below and depressed. And then you want to continue that digital compression out the fourth toe. And then you end with a stretch where you come up, and I'm on the opposite side of the leg, and I'm going to put my foot on the lower back, and it's the arch of my foot over the lower vertebrae of the lower lumbar vertebrae. You're not on the sacrum, but you're above the iliac crest, and your arch is suspended over the lower lumbar. This is very light pressure, just a stabilizing pressure. And you're going to bend your knees and grab a hold here. You're going to inhale, and on the exhale you just stand up slow. Not back, but just up.
How's that, you see?
It's good.
It's good.
And then begins, begin. So then when you lower this leg, this is the transition. Lower.
Let it flop.
And then here, up.
Right over. I like you.
Okay, so you have this knee. Now, what I've been doing lately is this after the knee break. I've been doing this not only to shake out the hip, but also make sure that the leg comes down in a clearer articulation so that when you do compress the hamstrings with your knee, it's not rolled to one side of the leg. That's another reason I hold on to this. Not only for stabilization, but make sure it's not rolled over to one side or the other. And And again, I want you to keep in your sense about it. You know, if it feels like it needs a little bit more, let them have it. A transition, stretching. And again, working on the premise of antagonist and antagonist so we can get this to loosen a little bit. Position yourself so that you come down so that you can do a stretch. And you're following the yang descent of the bladder meridian. So you're in between the gastroc heads. When you start to feel it turning into its logical tendinous conclusion, which here is the Achilles tendon as it attaches calcaneus. You want to veer laterally in front of the tendon and behind of the lateral malleolus, right into the side of the foot and addressing the source point at the base of the fifth metatarsal, right into the side of the foot, out the little toe. Position. It'll let all that tightness come out, maybe.
You don't want a zipper in your elbow.
Plus that one. Maybe more importantly.
And you're just bracing your other hip with his knee, or are you using that for personal support?
Just
both?
for support also. Just support mostly. And again, I want to emphasize, if you're called to doing more than once, please do.
Ideally, should you always follow the direction of the meridian and not
In general, yes.
come back up?
Yeah.
Again, directional issue.
Yeah, you should go with the flow more readily, especially when you're just learning and doing a general session. And based on nothing else, I think it'd be a good idea. It also reinforces in your mind which way they're flowing.
Okay.
So this is following this gallbladder right out the fourth toe. And then we're going to end, come up, bring the knee midline, come over. Again, note I'm on the opposite side. And I'm just bending and lifting with my legs just straight up. I'm usually doing it 2 or 3 times. Something I picked up in Thai work because of the repetition. I think it allows them to not only know what's going on so they can relax more, but also that more readily it opens the body with more than one stretch. And we're going to end by placing the feet down with good articulation of the dorsal surface of the foot up against the mat, the toes pointed towards the midline and almost touching, and then we can end like these. Just doing alternating compression, walking on the bottom of their feet with your heels.
Are you moving up or down, or you're in the same
All
spot?
around, basically.
Okay.
But shifting my weight. And just being, right there. Okay, and then walk off.